is another video about SMMware, software for handling sales, project management, operations, and more for small to medium-sized businesses. Today we'll discuss project management related tools in SMMware. Okay, let's begin. Right now we're on the home page. We're going to move over to the job listing. I'm going to edit one of our jobs. Here we have the status drop-down, which allows you to move a project through its various stages. The most common values are active and closed, but there are other intermediate stages as well. Moving down the page, we can see the tasks section, as well as notes and calls. We'll start with tasks. Let's go ahead and create a new task to see what that's like. We'll give it a due date. We can give it reminders, set a priority. Later on, when we finish this task and mark it as finished, SMMware will grab the date and put it under the date completed for you, or you can just override that and put what you want. We can assign this to somebody in the company. And when we're finished, we can go ahead and just click Save. Now we're going to return to our listing of tasks. You can see that the time is red if the task is now late. If we want to look at both the summaries and the details for all of these, we can click on the Full Task button to see everything all at once. After you've been working with the system a while, you'll see that a lot of the tasks are the same from one job to another, and you'll wonder if there's a way to work with multiple tasks at once. The answer to that are these task groups. Each one of these buttons represents more than one task. In this particular case, we have 3 tasks in this group. And you can see that a lot of the information is already filled in for you. This approach is going to be helpful for consistency, because instead of trying to remember the 10 tasks that are part of a phase one at a time and adding them, instead all 10 would appear here, and you can just remove the ones that don't apply in this particular case. So if we don't want this second task, we can just click on the X to get rid of it. This also helps with consistency because the language is already there for you, and that will help keep things clear. You can still modify all the text if needed in any given instance. Moving on, we're going to take a look at the call log and creating a new call. Again, we're going to give it a date and a time. In this case, we want to keep track of whether we are calling them or if they are calling us. And of course, we need a phone number. If this call is in the future, we can go ahead and set some reminders. If you're just logging a call that has already come in, then you won't need those, and the date would probably be in the past. You can also set the summary. And we can put in more detail. Our next section is the notes. You'll notice that we have individual notes here where the date created and who was created by is shown by the system. So that way if you have a question about one of these notes, you'll know who to talk to. And you can see that the notes together form a history for the project, and you can assume that a later note has the more up-to-date information. Let's go ahead and create one. This note has some predefined text in it, and the headers are intended to indicate what sort of information you're meant to collect. But if you don't need it in this case, you can simply get rid of all that text. Now moving to the home page. Start here at the top with the status board for ops or operations, which are your jobs. And this is meant to give you your 30,000 foot view of how things are going across the company. We have some color-coded tags here. These are all defined in the settings editor. So you can have a larger number and different labels and different colors. We can go ahead and modify the text here on the fly. And we can also jump over to the detailed profile for the job. We have a similar section for a similar status board for sales. Moving on, we have a section called My Tasks, and any tasks that have been assigned to me across the entire system will appear here, whether I was the one who created it or whether someone else created it and assigned it to me. If I have created tasks and delegated them to someone else, they will appear in this section called My Tasks Delegated. If I am a higher level user, I can see this section, All Unfinished Tasks, that shows me everything across the entire company and gives me a sense of how busy we are and whether we are keeping up. Next, again for the higher level users, we have tasks recently completed. Anything that was marked as done within the last 5 days will appear here. We have a similar section for My Calls. If you are using the Team Lead Approval system, then you'll have this section, Invoices for My Approval. And any projects where you are the team lead and there's an invoice that requires your approval, it will appear here. If you are using our optional hourly and expense item approval system, then any items that were entered in the system that you need to approve will appear here, which will be the case if you are the team lead for that job. If you're the employee who created that entry that was rejected, it will appear here. The next section lists the teams where you are the lead and is meant to give you a sense of what's on your plate. We also have a section called My Teams as Member because we know it's common for a person to act as a lead on some jobs and as a regular team member on others. Now we'll jump down to the bottom where we can see My Schedule. This calendar will only show you the items where you are the main contact or an attendee. So it's different than the company-wide master calendar. Now go ahead and look at the settings editor. Go to Admin and Settings. And we'll jump down to section 8. And you can see that there's text here that is the default for various notes. Notes for the sales lead, for the job profiles, client profiles, associates, organizations, and contacts. If you do make a change to the default text here, it will not affect any existing notes. It will only affect any notes that you create after that change. Now we'll jump down to section 17 for the task group presets. And here's where you can define the various groups and all the tasks that appear within that group. And that concludes our introduction to the project management related tools in SMMware. To find out more, you can visit our YouTube channel at youtube.com/SMMware for more videos about specific features of SMMware. Visit our website at www.smware.com, or you can call us at 240-285-4619 with questions or to arrange a demo. We appreciate your time and hope to talk to you soon. Thank you.